Hi everybody, and welcome to our online classroom. And so we are going to have a great time. It will just be that now we are going to talk with each other online. And so as we ended last time when I saw you guys, we had gotten through most of India and we had stopped on page 66. So it's, as I've said before, having your book is going to be key for this. And so we had ended at the Bhagavad Gita. And so what you need to do is you need to read pages 66, starting where it has in big bold letters on the right-hand side, the Bhagavad Gita. And then you will start with ancient China, and you'll go through there and all the dynasties, and then we will go to the Americas, and then we will end with this chapter on page 74. All right, so this is what we're going to be covering this week, and we're finishing up India with the Bhagavad Gita, and I'm going to come back to that in a moment. So what we need to do is look at then ancient China. And remember how we talked in our other discussions of all the civilizations that we've talked about so far, that these civilizations in the ancient world had to do with these settlements growing up into great civilizations around rivers. And so we had ancient Mesopotamia, which was around the two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Then we had ancient Egypt, which grew up around the Nile River. So in talking about the India, we talked about the river valley of the Indus River and the Indus River Valley. So here we have rivers again, because we discussed how important fresh water is to a society. So now when we start on ancient China, which begins on page 67, we'll be talking about two very important rivers, the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. And when you look on page 67, there's a great map which will show you those rivers. So then we will talk about China, and China is divided up into dynasties. And so we have the Shang Dynasty, and then we go to the Western Zhou Dynasty, and then we talk about some mixtures in discussing their gods and their system and some of their literature that they created. And then we will talk a little bit about Taoism, which is native to the Chinese, and it is a religious system. Some people say it's a philosophy more than a religion, so you'll just kind of have to decide on your own as you read it. Then at the bottom of page 72, it's the Americas. And there's so many areas of the Americas, because we have North America, we have South America, and in the middle we have Middle America. But we're going to be, or your book rather, has decided to talk about civilizations in South America, which is Peru, and then in Middle America, which would be in present day, I'm looking here on page 74, which would be in present day Mexico. And so, we're just barely touching some of the great civilizations of the Americas. And so you'll need to read through all of that. Now, the first thing we're going to do in our new way of having our class is going to be discussion board posts. And so if you will go to our Canvas class webpage, and on the left hand side there is a section that is discussion boards, and I'm seeing if I can get it to come up here. Yes, on my computer. So you'll have discussion board posts, and you just go to discussions on the left hand side of the page, And then when you click on that, you will find the first discussion board. It's there's like a box that says pinned discussions, and we don't have anything pinned. And then the next says discussions, and you will see DB number 1, week of March 23rd, Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so it will be available to you today, March 20, or whenever this is posted. It will be available to you Monday, March 23rd. And so what you'll need to do, I have instructions for you, and you just click on that, and then you will find the instructions. And so you will read the reading. It's on page 66 and 67. It's a section from the Bhagavad Gita. Say that 3 times real fast. And after you read that, you are to answer the question at the bottom, which are, what are the obstacles to the state of enlightenment according to Krishna? Which you'll understand who Krishna is once you read that little blurb about the Bhagavad Gita on page 67 or 66. Sorry, 66. And so once you do that, you will post your initial post according to the instructions there for DB number 1. And then you will post at least 2 responses to 2 of your classmates. And this will be due anytime until Sunday, March 29th by 11:59 p.m., which is all here in the instructions. You don't have to remember anything I'm saying here. So that is real important as the first thing we'll be working on this first week. So read the rest of chapter 3, and that again will go from page 66 to 74. And then be sure and start looking often, regularly, for our announcements page. On the announcements page will be information about what we're doing, our new schedule, how we will be handling our next. We have assignments. We still have 2 assignments that I haven't given you, and then of course our next exam. So be checking in there under announcements. Again, when you go to our school page, when you go to our home page, let me get there, and the home page just has a link for our syllabus. And then on the left-hand side is announcements, and so once there's announcements available, that will come up for you, and you can start looking. The PowerPoints will still be under the files on the left-hand side, and then discussions is going to be key, because we'll have discussion every week, and that's how we're going to do our attendance. So it's going to be great, and it's going to give you a lot of flexibility. And so I just encourage all of you to keep up with that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me, and I will help you in whatever way I can. And we're going to have a different kind of great time, but we're going to have a great time working together online. And so enjoy reading about China and the Americas. And I will see you next week. So have a great week. Bye-bye.